acting despite of. Even though I can have fear, even though I can have doubt, then I can still take action. And when I feel doubt, then something that helps me is taking action.
And welcome to another episode of The Journey by Collective Closers. Today, we get to have a conversation with Gustavo Rojas, where he's going to walk us through his journey as a business owner, but more important, how to say no to the things that don't serve you when you're in that field of the business. And the last thing, and my favorite part, was how to honor yourself and being grateful to every single moment that you get to experience as you grow and evolve your business through this journey of just evolving as a business owner. I cannot wait to hear your comments. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share with anyone else that you believe could benefit from these stories, because we want to help as many entrepreneurs and business owners as we can. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Journey podcast with Collective Closers. Super excited to have this amazing human being in this episode today. Gustavo Rojas, brother, man, you are one of the few people that I know that has impact, I think, my circle without them even knowing you. So I'm so excited and grateful that you're here. This audience is gonna get to know you a little bit more, but more than anything, man, is your story. I think I heard your story 4 years ago. We were part of the same mastermind group, and I got to tell you, man, it's a beautiful story. I know right now there's a lot of changes going on through your life, and I've been watching you from a distance. It's just amazing to see everything that's going on with you and everything that you're doing, man. So welcome, Gustavo. Welcome, man.
No, thank you, brother. Thank you. Nothing but love. And Jose, I was thinking the last time we met, and it has to be at least like 2021. So like 5, 6 years. And
It's been a
bro,
long.
thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. And I want to start there. I want to honor you for creating this space, for having the courage to say, let's do it. And so thank you, brother. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, and definitely, you know what? It is not a one-man show. My support system, Luis and Diana,
Yes.
which at one point I'm sure people are gonna get to also see them. Hopefully,
Yes.
and eventually I'm gonna get him on the podcast as well. But I mean, amazing human beings, and you know what, man? I think that connects with this episode
Mhm.
today that I'm excited to share with everyone. So just so you know a little bit more of what we're doing here, we're going to day one, basically the day one of when your journey started. That's why it's called the
Okay.
Journey Podcast.
Yes.
And we know that sometimes there's a lot of influences that help us throughout that
Mhm.
journey. But just so people get to know you a little bit more, tell us about
Yes.
Gustavo. Who is Gustavo Rojas?
Yes.
Tell us your story, man. Where do you come from? What do you do now?
Yeah.
And what's going on?
Let's go. Oh, but by the way, I love the name, the journey. Oh, to talk about a good name, because that's how I see it. I see life as a journey.
Yeah.
My journey. All right, let's go. What? Where should we start? Back in 1782. I'm just kidding. What, back when Cristobal Colon discovered America.
So what do you do now? Like, just give us like a
Yeah,
two
yeah, I
second.
got you.
What do you do now? And then boom, let's go to the back to the
Oh,
beginning.
dude, what do I do now? Do I feel now I am aligning myself with my purpose, which is to help, to inspire, to motivate, to support, to give back to my brothers and sisters that I meet along the way. And one of the vehicles in which I do that is real estate, leadership, I guess like speaker. Um, that's kind of like, but it's still inside the real estate space. Um, and let's start there, because I feel the real estate community, the real estate world, kind of like found me, and I found it. Meaning, part of my journey, if we can start fast forward to born and raised in Venezuela. We were just talking about this before. Small
Yeah.
town in Venezuela. Graduated high school. I came to the U.S. to study English. Stayed, and then eventually I'm here. Not, I don't have any direction. I'm kind of like just like hanging out with the wrong crowd. Then I moved to Houston in 2010, 2010, we moved to Houston, me, my wife, 2012. And then 2015, my wife is pregnant. We're looking to like, should we buy a house? Should we not? And so in that process, I started learning about the process of buying a house. And through that process, I have a friend who's an agent, a great guy, great agent. And we purchased our home. And that's kind of where the journey starts. First as a kind of like consumer, as a buyer, and then I start to like wow, like I'm glad I had a great agent, because if I didn't have a great agent, things could have, like, a lot of things can happen, right, in the journey of buying a home. That same home, fast forward 4 years later, that same home is in foreclosure. Living in that home, I get somebody knocks on my door, and they I forgot how, there's a name for that. But oh, you have been served. Bank of America is suing me, credit cards in collection, and so that's when the journey starts, in that moment, and I have to make a decision. Am I gonna keep living this way, or am I going to do something about it? And then, from a place of pain, from like tears on my eyes, from a I'm sick of tired of being sick and tired, I just make the decision, and that decision impacts my life in such a way that, like, sometimes I still, bro, and still a journey, right? A journey.
Right.
I'm not talking here from like, oh, everything's perfect, because I'm right. We are in the journey of life, like learning obstacles. Uh, but that's the moment. That's the moment when everything starts to unravel, because now I have my real estate license, and I need to learn. I need to learn the business, but then learning about the business, I start learning about myself, and so it has been a journey of like mastery in the business, but also a journey of mastery, like on like a personal spiritual level as well.
And you know, it's so interesting you say that, because I think you and I are going to have a great conversation about that pretty soon in a few minutes. So,
Yeah.
what were you doing before real estate? Like, when you purchased your
Yeah.
home, were you in sales?
Mm.
What
Mm.
environment were you in?
Yes. Oh, Jose, the biggest blessing. Now I can look back and say, wow,
Right.
what a beautiful thing. I was working on a company where I had the biggest blessing on working alongside my father. So
Okay.
before real estate, I was working for a company, sitting on a computer doing purchase orders,
Okay.
like computer work. Now, on one hand, I spent 7 years like working next to my father, and on the other hand, I spent 7 years kind of like stuck, like
Okay.
not stuck, and not necessarily company fault, but like stuck on my mind. Like, I want to do this. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I want to get my license. Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it next month. I have my license. I now have my license. What should I do? But looking back, bro, so grateful for those times, because now that I don't have my father, I got to spend like 7 years working with him, seeing him every single day. So I do cherish those moments. But it was a like computer job, nothing fancy, nothing like crazy, or no, just like something very simple that I was doing.
So that season that you're working with your father, there was no real financial growth, personal growth,
Hmm.
but you got to work with him,
Yeah.
and got to experience that, which is,
Yes.
for the most part, people can say, oh my God, working with family is hard. Like, I'll give an example, like on our space, right? Well, one of our lenders, he's part of my team on the lending side. One of my brothers, he's helping us with operations. And sometimes it's
Oh,
like,
beautiful.
oh man, but
Yeah.
then at the end of the day, it is beautiful to just see
Yeah.
family getting together and creating something. You were experiencing that same thing there with him.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So you did that for a few years, and then you decided to get your license when you purchased your home, or was it when you were looking at what the realtor was doing, that's when you say, you know what, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. So we bought our house 2015.
Okay.
Like during that transaction, I started to like, maybe this is something I can do. But again, looking back, that has been my karma. So Jose, part of my journey has been knowing, feeling I have to do something, but then it takes me a while to execute.
Mm.
So meaning part of my shadow is kind of like putting things under the carpet and like I'll do it tomorrow. So
Wow.
looking back, because again now it only makes sense now. Like
Yeah.
actually, Steve Jobs has a quote that says something like that: "When you look back, you can connect the dots."
Yeah.
So 2015, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. There's something here for me. Like I feel it.
Sure.
But then it takes me 3 years. 2018, I get my license. 2018, I get my license. And when I say real estate found me, I found real estate, is because I knew in the back of my mind, I knew that like when we are entrepreneurs, there is no place to hide. Meaning our business, our life is a direct reflection of who we are being. So I
Yep.
knew, Jose, I'm like, if I get my license, in order for me to be successful, I'm going to have to confront all of the fears that I have, all of the limiting beliefs. Like, I'm going to have to confront it because in business, uh, yes, we can be the victims, but the reality is that we can easily find 5, 10, 20 examples of, let's say, in the business, real estate agents who are having the best year of their careers. And then we can find the opposites. So then is it really the market or is the individual? So then 2018, I get my license. And I get my license. And at that point, Jose, um, because of the fear. So here's is what was happening. Now I can understand it. I didn't understand it back then, but what was happening is that I was living in fear, shame, and guilt, and those conscious levels are like the lowest conscious levels. And when I was in fear, guilt, and shame, what happens is that it's very hard to take action when you feel like that because you feel the world is against you. So then why I was feeling shame and guilt? Well, nobody knew, only myself. Every single month I was going into more debt. So long story short, I was spending more than what I was making. And again, that happened month after month until I didn't have more like credit. And then I couldn't pay the credit card. So then I couldn't pay the mortgage. And so it got to the point where, okay, now our home is in pre-foreclosure. And like literally, Jose, like we are a couple days away from like losing the house. And finally, I have to come clean. And I have to come clean to my family. Like, we need some help. And I have to come clean to my wife. But that was like a huge liberation because I was living with that lie, like the shame and guilt of like having a family and going through all of that. So then that's when it hit. So now we're 2019. That's when it hits me. I'm like, okay, that's it. Enough. Enough is enough. I have my real estate license. I know there is huge potential, but I never had a sales job. I never saw myself as a business owner. The story I was telling myself was a story of I am not good enough, I am not deserving, I I have an accent, like who's gonna buy from me? I'm not a salesperson. So I had to quickly learn that I needed to do two things. One, learn about the business, and then number two, I just needed to like write a new story or about who I think I am. And then that's when we meet pretty much because I think that's what now it's 2020. I see a video on YouTube like a one day, bro, so crazy how one decision can change your life. I go on YouTube and I type like how to sell more homes, something like that. And then I see a video of Danny Morel, and on a podcast he's talking about like his brokerage, Intero, California, like listings. And I'm like, I feel something. I I feel pull towards him. Like there's something, and he's talking about the business, right? Like you have to learn about the business. You have to know how to pre-qualify buyers and pre-qualify sellers. You have to be ready for a listing appointment. You have to have mastery of your business. And then he says, because your business is a reflection of you, and if you want your business to change, you have to change. And by the way, if you are anywhere in the United States, I have like a coaching program. And I click learn more. And so 2020, January 12th, 2020, I joined his kind of like real estate coaching program launch. And that's when the journey of mastery on the business, mastery, self-mastery begins.
Wow.
And I think that's the time where we meet. I think it's 2020, 2021.
That's when we eventually end up connecting through the program. And then I got to connect with you a little bit more on a personal level. There was right there was so many thoughts, so many things you just brought up. So if we were to just break all of this apart, and it's interesting because just today I was having a conversation with this person that is part of our team on the lending side, an amazing human being, Gustavo, amazing person, beautiful soul. Like he cares so much for people. One of the few people that I know that generally cares for other people. Yeah. His only flaw, you could say, or the thing that he's working on is that he has built a reputation where things don't get delivered on time. So then it's like he's lying. It feels like he could be lying to people, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about procrastination. We were talking about that stuff. And I said, man, the best thing you could do for yourself is to at least be honest with the rest of the world or yourself when you feel like you have too much in your plate.
Yeah.
And you cannot take on more. Like, do not say yes just because you're a good person, because you're a good guy. And I tell you, man, because for many years, Gustavo, I did that. Yeah. I used to commit because, I wanted to make sure that I can help. So I will commit to things, right? Or those situations usually notice that they do procrastination. Another thing you said right now too, and I wrote it down here, is the fear of like, you cannot move forward. You cannot clean the table, right? You cannot just throw everything away if you still have a lot of baggage that you're dealing with.
Yes.
2010, I lost my first business. It was a restaurant, accumulated thousands of dollars of debt. And for many years, Gustavo, I wouldn't tell anyone because of the shame and the fear. I mean, you had everyone, IRS calling me, everyone. Gustavo, it was one of the worst seasons of my life, I could say, looking back at it. But now that I needed that to break me out of my shell, to take on problems head on. You know what I mean? So what do you think happens in the mind of the human being when they're so stuck in the fear that they cannot take action on either doing the call or even saying no to a commitment that they know they just don't want to do? What happens there?
Yeah, but so powerful. And I think it goes back to the, the more I learn about myself, the more I learn about others as well. And so I have realized that a lot of we make every single decision based on the level based on the level of mindset and consciousness that we have. And so we can make decisions from fear, meaning I have to say yes to everything because I have the fear of losing it, right? That can happen. So say, for example, in our business, I was just saying this example a couple of days ago. When we try to catch two birds, we catch none. So there is a balance between saying yes to everything, which on one hand can allow you to discover things and kind of like a niche in the business that maybe you like doing best. But at the same time, it's very, very tricky because when we say yes to everything, where is that coming from? And a lot of times comes from the fear of losing it. Meaning I have to say yes to every single opportunity because internally, subconsciously, there's a part of me that fears losing opportunities. or kind of like going back to zero. So again, learning that the more that we can learn about ourselves, and the quicker we get to, just like a muscle, work our courage, then the easier life feels. When we have the courage to say no, bro, that's so powerful. Learning to say no, creating boundaries around our business, boundaries around our life, our friends, our circle. Um, but again, most of the times I feel most human beings are going through life like on how do you say piloto automático, on autopilot,
Autopilot.
and we're just kind of like floating with the wind. But just having connecting with the courage and connecting with our personal power to say sometimes the best thing we can say is no.
So let's say you're, and this is a really hard question because I've also have wondered this within myself when I meet new people. They come in and they tell me, Jose, I'm gonna do everything in the business, right? I'm gonna work with first time buyers, or I'm gonna go
Yeah.
show properties that are like miles and hours away from here because
Right.
I just don't know if there's gonna be more business coming. How can you help a human being through there? Do you just like let them go see it happen firsthand, or what help? Because I'll tell you, for me, what it was. For me, what it was is that when I chose to be in the side of leadership, it happened
Hmm.
by accident.
Hmm.
A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, came into the space. He got his license side to side of
Hmm.
me, and when he got licensed, I said, "Hey, bro, so now it's time for you to go and do your business," because that's I knew
Yes.
only independent, like an
Right.
independent agent, right? He says, "Well, I thought I was gonna join you. Like that was the point of me getting my license." And I said,
Hmm.
"Oh man," I'm like, I mean, I didn't know what to say at that moment. So the
Yeah.
first thing I did is I
Yeah.
went and signed up for coaching with
Yeah.
Mike Ferry,
Yeah.
right, back then.
Yeah.
So then through that journey, I started evolving and started changing me. And then I rediscovered that in this business, or when you join a business venture, I
Yes.
feel like just what you said earlier, it brings out your insecurities. Everything you have
Yeah.
stuck is going to come out somewhere or another. So
Oh
as I
yeah.
started connecting with him and guiding him, I realized, then where am I doing the same mistakes? And I started getting really clear with my business, who can I work with? But if you have that fear of, I'm going to go hungry, what
Hmm.
advice would you tell someone if they tell you, but Gustavo, this is all I have?
Yeah. Yeah. So number one, I would say at the beginning, say for example, okay, 2020.
Yeah.
Kind of that, I feel that's my first year in real estate. At the beginning, we have to say yes to a lot of
Right.
things, right?
Okay.
We have to build the foundation of our business. So I remember
Right.
saying yes to everything.
Right.
But then, as I started to get results, then I needed to be honest with myself, and I started to not necessarily think about it, but to feel what feels right to me. Kind
Mm.
of like, for example, and what one tool that we can use is like, okay, think about your favorite food.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, let's go. And then
I
think
have a few of
about,
them.
yeah, yeah, me too. Think about, but then think about something you don't like to eat. Like,
Oh,
uh.
yeah.
So that's it. When a business opportunity comes, then we can use the same. How does it feel? Does it feel like, oh, let's
Mm.
go, or kind of like, oh, I don't know about this. Kind of feels doesn't
So
feel right.
trust the intuition
Yeah,
within
yeah.
you.
Great example. So, for example, I remember 2020
Uh-huh.
learning. I started to hear about wholesalers.
Right.
Like, so there is a big part of the business where you can focus on finding distressed properties,
Yes.
and then connecting those properties to an investor, right?
Sure.
And then you earn like a commission.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Let me learn more.
Sure.
And then I remember going to a house that was destroyed. The house was a mess inside, cluttered, smelled bad. And I remember Jose like walking. I'm like, this. I don't like this. I don't. This doesn't feel right to me.
Mm.
And then I would go with the client to see a new construction home, like a beautiful home. And I'm like, yes, I like this. So I use that. I use my intuition to kind of like understand what I like, because the real estate business is like an umbrella. There are so
Yes.
many opportunities.
Yep.
And so I use that to, and also when you meet somebody, if you are very conscious about how you feel when you meet that person, it can also help you navigate friendships, and maybe stay away from certain people that it just doesn't feel right. But again, I kind of had to like earn it. At the beginning, I'm like, yes to everything. I need to
And
build my
then till you
foundation.
find your niche.
I have to like right now, I have to pay back debts. I have to like, I have to breathe. And so I said yes to everything. But then I started to, and even now, I keep asking myself, like, what do I want to do? Because Jose, I realized, bro, through like personal experiences, and sometimes like things that like losing my father, like foreclosure, and a lot of things in my relationship with my family, I have realized that it's like, bro, it's like life is very precious, and just being alive, it's the biggest blessing ever. And so if I'm alive and if I'm here in this beautiful experience, then how do I want to enjoy this beautiful magical experience that we call life? So then I keep asking myself, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What feels right to me? The kind of like defining the symphony of success, which can look very different, right? But just again, having the courage of saying like, what do I want to do, and then having the courage of just doing that.
And then
And I
canceling
think I think
everything
that's very
else.
powerful.
Yeah, and no, and you know what it is, because I feel like, so we were to break it down, because I know that the goal here is to guide people through business to find their way to what I like to call just the peaceful business. I do believe
Yeah.
there's a time and there's a season that you can find peace within your business and you can enjoy it. I really
Hmm.
truly believe
Oh
that.
yeah.
People have told me otherwise. They say that in business you're always going to have problems. I don't think so. I think there is a season that you can just be okay and peaceful with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have challenges here and there, but still going to be peace. So just to break it all down, you're brand new, you get to work, you do
Hmm.
everything you have to do, but the goal is for you to keep in mind, I need to understand, where do I find myself that I do best? What do I
Hmm.
like the most? And then commit. Not only that, be okay to let go of the fear of not going hungry, because you truly
Hmm.
truly know
Hmm.
deep down inside you, that's when you have to convince yourself, right? or
Oh
or
yeah.
one thing that we like to say here at the Journey podcast, because it is through collected closers, is
Hmm.
where do you close yourself on the idea that you can go through any challenge? So how do you close
Yes.
yourself on letting go of the rest? So that's the next
Yeah.
level. The next level is finding your niche, believing in
Hmm.
yourself, and just letting go of the noise so you can just focus and
Hmm.
enjoy the ride after that. So then,
Yes.
so you ended up doing that. You ended up finding what you wanted to do. Then how did you become such an influence in the company? Because right now, man, there you have
Yeah.
so many people that look up to you, and with
Thank you,
the
bro.
in the right way. Because Gustavo, you are doing some amazing work, brother. I see you from a distance from California to your state, and I watch the stuff that you do, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is leading with a different side to real estate, and I love to see that, man. I love to see the fact that you do that.
Thank you, bro.
So did you started building a team? Did you started just
Yeah.
working as a solo agent? What was that?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Same here, bro. Nothing but love, and thank you. I would say, so 2020. Okay, step number one, and I learned this from Danny, which is
Mhm.
again is part of the philosophy of the company.
Sure.
30-30, wherever
Hmm.
whatever it takes, 30 transactions a year,
Okay.
right? Before we can choose, we have to earn it. So
Right.
I made the commitment of going whatever I needed to do, I was going to do. I needed to be coachable and I needed to be open mind. And so I quickly realized, okay, if I want to build a business, I have to master the foundation of the business. So, for
Okay.
example, number one, I have to master how to work with buyers from the, because bro, so funny story. So Jose, 2019, if somebody say, for example, because I was the secret agent, nobody knew I was a real estate agent. Say, for example, you and I were to meet at a party or somebody was to introduce us, and somebody would say, "Hey, Jose, meet my friend Gustavo. He's a real estate agent." And you would, so if you were to ask me like, "Oh, so you are in real estate? I'm actually thinking about buying a house," I would be like terrified. I would be, you want to buy a house? I don't know. I gotta go. So I
Good luck
needed
with
to,
that. I'm out of here.
yeah. Good luck, good luck. So I needed to develop, or like how to pre-qualify a buyer. So I went deep. I went deep in the coaching, the role plays, every single. So I said, okay, I'm all in. I'm all in. Waking up every single morning, 4:20 in the morning, I would spend an hour and a half working on myself, writing down on my journal 10 things I'm grateful for, 3 things that made me happy, 25 income statements, 10 affirmations. Then I would watch Bob Proctor. Have you heard about Bob
Yeah.
Proctor? I
Mm-hmm.
will watch like 45 minutes of Jim Brown, Bob Proctor, and then I would go into, okay, now I need to role play. Now I need to develop my skills. So I do that. January to May, 0 transactions. And then May to December, 29. Because now I am finally starting to be more confident. I'm starting to like, oh no, so I just have to ask them a couple of questions. So tell me, how long have you been looking for a home, and what's your motivation? What's your time frame? So now I have the tools. Like now I have, okay, I have like a script. Now I have tools, so that gives me the confidence. So then I do that 2020, and then 2021. It's about, okay, how do I now start creating some leverage? Okay, now I can build a team. Now I'm working with buyers. Now I have clients. I have a couple of listings. So 2021, I start to build my team. And so I partnered up with an agent first as a showing agent and then a buyer's agent. So 2021, I think I do like 45 transactions. And then 2022, a second agent, and we get to like 60. And then 2023, that's when PAC starts to, like the conversation about PAC opening Texas starts to, all right, form and develop. And so through that journey, then I keep asking myself, what do I want to do? What does feels right to me? And if I can summarize it, is that the ego likes to compete, our soul wants to share. And so that has been my motto for life. Everything I learned, Jose, I share. I realized that the more that there's nothing I can give away because it all comes back to me. So the more I help, the more I share, because I think about that Gustavo, and I remember like somewhere in like 2019, I remember going to like a family party, and somebody says, "Oh, by the way, you are a real estate agent. So and so is also in real estate." And I'm like, "Oh wow, I want to meet him." And so when I meet this guy, I'm like, "Hey, I'm new to the industry. Like, what advice do you have?" And this guy doesn't want to share anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like no, like if tomorrow, if I have a result tomorrow, if I have something, I'll share. I don't know, maybe it's just the way I am, but again, I'm all about sharing and helping others. And so through that journey, which is also the more I learn about myself, I realize that part of like my human design, it's like sharing, leadership, and then I just always share from the heart. Like sometimes I like when I look back, yes, I had an idea of the things I wanted to do, but at the same time, life itself like has blossomed in a way that sometimes I'm like, what? Like how did I get here? It's like, so like I didn't have like this like master plan, like I'm gonna do this and then this and then this and then this and then this. I just kind of like life took me on this journey, and I kept saying, let's go, let's do step by step. But it goes back to the principle of our ego likes to compete, our soul wants to share. And so because I want to help others, I want to help that Gustavo, that has taken me to a place where again, everything. And I continue to be a student of life. I continue to learn about the business, about leadership. And the more I learn, the more I want to teach and help others as well in their journey.
Hey, there's Jose Alvarez. I hope you're enjoying the Journey podcast by Collect the Closers. Many entrepreneurs are always messaging me about how do I backbite my time? And that's where our favorite sponsor comes into the picture, Q4 Workspace. If you're looking for system support, executive assistants, editors, graphic designers, cold callers, basically anyone that can help you backbite your time and really enjoy the freedom of your business, they're the people to call. Not only can they find the right support, but they can also train and create an operating system that will give you your time back and help you grow your business along the way. So make sure that you go to q4workspace.com or just hit the link below so you can grab more information and start enjoying life a little bit more and not letting go of your business. So let me ask you this, I think a hard question, because people that like to teach, people that like to help, they have this attachment sometimes to the personal development of others. And I'll tell you, because even I've gone through that season. And right now in the season of my business, how it's been layered up for different things that we're working on, the challenge keeps coming up. How did you separate yourself from helping and not trying to control someone's destiny, you could say?
Yeah.
Because that's, have you ever encountered that in your journey of helping others?
Yeah. Oh, I always say the following. I always say, this is what has worked for me. Yeah. I was dealing with A, B, and C, and I implemented this, and I got the following results. I never want to impose my life business views on another person. I'm just sharing from, this is what works for me. Maybe it works from you, right? Because again, the symphony of success looks very different for all of us. I only have two goals: peace and freedom. My business has many goals. I only have two. I want peace. I want freedom. Now, in the business, again, kind of like when I hear you have to be an entrepreneur, and if you're not, you're a failure. I'm like, I don't agree with that. I don't know if 100%. I agree with that. Not everybody wants to be. They are great engineers. Yep. They are great school teachers. They are great, right? So again, in the business, it doesn't have to look the same for all of us. What I try to, when I help others, I'm like, so tell me, what are you trying to build inside the business? What are your goals? What feels right for you? And then so I just try to help them in their own journey with the things I have learned. Because again, there's nothing wrong with being a buyer's agent all of your life. There's nothing wrong with being a listing agent. There's nothing wrong with being a showing agent. There's nothing, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. For example, we have a couple of agents in Houston. Like, I want to close 15 to 20 transactions a year. I'll be happy with that. Beautiful. Let's create a game plan for you. But maybe somebody else says, I want to get to like 50. I want to get to 100. Okay, let's go. Right. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, because I know that a lot of people, especially in our business, a lot of people can feel less than when they watch somebody else like, oh my God, this person is closing 100 transactions. I'm only closing 8. So then I must be a failure. No. It's just asking yourself, what do you want to do? And again, my style is this is what's working for me. I'm here to help you implement it in your own unique way for you to get closer to your symphony of success. So you go through the first stage, which is the hard work, the ethic, doing everything that you need to do. You give yourself a clear goal, which is I need to hit this many transactions, right? Or volume or money, whatever that goes for that individual. Then from there, and then you get really clear on what your niche is going to be, who you're going to be working around with, right? Then from there, you start deciding, is this what I want my life to continue, or do I want to level up to the next place, look for help, find the people around there that probably are doing the same thing you're doing, and follow either go through the same journey, ask questions, and start building it from there. So now, let me ask you this. Did you knew exactly way back when that this was going to be your role? Like,
Gustavo day one. Nowhere in sight. This was anywhere near in the game plan.
Dude, no, dude. Oh, no, no. Like, I think life has also surprised me.
Yeah.
I didn't have like this master plan. I just, if I can say something about me, and this is something I'm very grateful for, is for always stepping into the unknown with faith. That I am very grateful for. Always stepping into the unknown, and not because I feel I feel that in life we're not gonna have, or I don't think we should wait until we're ready to start. I think we have to start, and then in that journey of life, then we start like understanding the things that we need, the things that we are good at. um but yeah, it has, yes, I have had a vision, especially when we have gone to, say for example, the events. Okay,
Right.
create your 3-year vision for your life, your 5-year vision. And yes, I have had kind of like a path, but not necessarily like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it has been evolving in the process. Whereas before, so say for example, before I wanted to have like a huge team. Now I'm like, no, I don't know if I want to have a huge team. I wanna, I want to impact a lot of people, but not necessarily through a like my real estate team, more of a, organization of a, let's give back, let's help agents in their own journey, but not necessarily, me having a big team. But again, long story short, yes and no. Yes, I have had kind of like the vision for it, but like the steps, I have stepped into the unknown, and I have found my way to that. And I think it has been beautiful because there's a book, The Surrender Experiment by
Uh-huh.
Michael Singer, and he talks about how, the race horses that they have blinds on.
Mhm.
I think we have to find that balance, and again, it looks unique to all of us. Yes, you have to have your blinds on, so you are very focused, because on what you focus on expands. But at the same time, you kind of also have to be open for life to surprise you, and for the universe, for God to help you, guide you. And there's a story that a guy goes on a walk, and he's walking on a trail, on nature, and he looks down and he sees like a pile of ants, and the ants are like walking and hitting, a tree that fell down, and the ants are like trying to go, through the tree, and they're like frustrated. All the ants are like getting to the tree, and what they fail to realize is that behind the tree there is like a body of water. So if the ants were to go over the tree, they would just die. So sometimes life is kind of like guiding us, and we can get frustrated. Like, like I'm trying to push through this, but things are not aligning. I'm not getting the results. I don't know. Maybe that's not the path. Maybe there's another way for us to go.
That's powerful right there, because I could tell you, even I felt that frustration throughout my business career, and I know a lot of people watching this episode, they might also be feeling that right now, feeling that moment of like, why is it that this is not working out for me? And you're right, it might
Yes.
be because life, is helping you figure something else that will be
Mhm.
a better direction for you to continue on.
Yes.
So Gustavo, like, okay, so you go through this whole transformation of yourself, your
Mhm.
business, understanding who it is that you are and what is that you do. Now, at the same time, you have a family, and by the way, congratulations! I
Oh,
saw
thank you,
I saw that
bro.
you're
Let's
expecting another baby,
go.
right? So
Yes, let's
congratulations,
go.
congratulations on that,
Thank you,
brother.
bro.
Congratulations. Uh, how do you then go through all of that while still being a father? Because look,
Yes,
right now I'm a father of one
yes,
crazy little 2-year old
yes.
baby, and I tell you, man, like, it is a whole different perspective of time, and also
Yes.
limitations of things you can do or
Yes.
things that you want to do.
Right.
How did you go through that as you're
Yes.
evolving through your business and yourself?
Yes. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Again, thinking and being very honest with myself about kind of like, okay, where is my gift?
Yeah.
What are the things that naturally are quote unquote easy to me? And then finding within the business, finding what brings me joy, and also finding what and developing what gives me the peace and the freedom. So understanding that, realizing that, okay, we're gonna be here. Life is both very long and very short. So if life is a canvas, how do I want to paint that canvas? And so then inside the business, what do I want to build? And if I am going to build something, then I want to build something that gives me the peace and the freedom to enjoy my life.
Mm.
Because in my like own very personal definition, I would say number one, the biggest project of my life, it's my relationship with my wife and my family. That comes first. Um, yes, like amazing, sounds very cool. I closed 500 transactions. Oh my god, let's go. Very well, wow. But never, like, to me it has been very clear that never at the expense of my time with my family. So then, okay, what can I build that gives me the time and the freedom? So then to me that looks like leadership, like helping others, not necessarily me being the person going on the buyer's appointment, not necessarily me being the person going on the listing appointment. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. My own personal decision was I want to build something that gives me time and freedom. And to me that looks like leadership, like helping others, expanding the company to new territories, building an organization, and through that building the time and the peace and the freedom that I want to create so that I can be home today. Today's what, Thursday 4:50 p.m. in Houston. I'm wearing shorts, I'm barefoot, I'm chilling, I'm hanging out with my family, I'm hanging out with you. So being very clear, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to build that gives me the time and the freedom to be with my family? Because that's number one. My wife, my kids, and our new child. So that's it. That's it. It's just staying committed and always having the courage to say, this is what I want. Because I feel when we have the courage to honor our word, then the universe, it starts to align, kind of like when God, the universe, is like, oh, that's it. That human being gets it. That human being has the courage and the faith to say, this is what I want. And
Now,
everything starts to unravel from there.
let me ask you a controversial question or a statement. But that's what I want, but I don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that many times in people, right?
Of course, yeah.
And I mean, for you, right? For you, of course, I've seen you also with all the massive amount of work that you've done, right? But then on the other end is too, because this is one thing I went through within myself when I wanted something, but yet I was not doing the actions to become better within
Right.
me of the person that I needed to become, so that way I can get the life that I wanted. So then
Yes.
normally what I would do is what I described before is like overcommit to a bunch of things, trying to help
Yes.
too many people, like not saying no, like that's quote unquote the work, right? Because for realtors
Yes.
could be make your calls, do your dials, or everything else, right?
Yeah.
But to become a
Yes.
leader, it's a whole different perspective. It's a whole different schooling that you need to go through. Schooling of rejection, schooling of trying things that don't work. You went through all that stuff. And that right there is something that I believe has to be set, right? I mean,
Yeah.
don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Don't. I heard this. I heard this phrase, and when I heard it, I said, "Wow, makes so much sense, and it's so simple." Don't tell me what you want. Tell me what you can honor,
Mm.
because we all want it, but are you able to honor it? Are you able to honor, say, for example, making the phone calls? Are you able to honor showing up to the role plays? Are you able to honor rejection? Are you able to honor posting on social media? Are you so again, don't tell me what you want, tell me what you can honor, and then understanding that nature can teach us a lot of the lessons that we need in business as well. For example, I have this next to my desk. I have this beautiful like tree that reminds me of a lot of the lessons that I have learned come from nature, from just observing. So, say for example, whatever I want to build, whatever the fruits I want to create in my life and or in my business, then I have to understand that there is a season for planting the seeds. There is the law of gestation. It's going to take time. It's going to take time from the moment I plant those seeds to the moment I can see the beautiful fruits of the tree. And then also understanding that, okay, this beautiful tree, like I always say, the example of this beautiful tree didn't have to go to how to become a great and powerful tree seminar. It just like, so God, the universe, implanted the seed with all the knowledge in order for the tree to become a powerful tree. So on one hand, there are things, skills that we have to learn and implement. But again, it's knowing that, bro, whatever we want to build, if it's aligned, if it's for a greater good, and as long as the intention is love, to share, to help, then yes, we can build it. Absolutely. There is nothing wrong with none of us. And at the same time, in life, Jose, I have learned that there they there isn't like bad people, bad things, just opportunities for us to continue evolving. Because I can we can see the world like a window. And if I see the world as a window, I can look through the window and complain and point fingers and stay in victim mode. On the other hand, I can look at life as a mirror, meaning the mirror is going to reflect back to me that everything's inside. My journey of building has been a journey of self mastery, self discovery, as long as we combine with the mastery of the business, the mastery of public speaking, the mastery of leadership, the mastery and the knowing that whatever we want to build, that will come with certain skills that we have to develop. And also, I feel so. For example, when somebody asks me, "Oh, Gustavo, bro, oh my god," so say for example when I speak on stage, and then I finish, "Oh my god, Gustavo, amazing, bro! Thank you so much. How are you are so natural on the stage?" It goes back to okay. It goes back to the point where I decided to build a real estate team. Meaning, I feel everything we learn in life help us get ready for the next level. As long as we have the courage, just like a video game. Did you ever play like Mario Bros back in
Yeah,
the day?
yeah.
So I always think about this. Just like a video game. So say you play at level one. So you play level one, you're learning the controls, like you're moving the character, you kind of you're slow at it, but you're like learning how to get faster, jumping, and then you get to the end of the level, and then you have kind of like the monster, right? And you have to defeat the monster for you to get to level two. So then the monster, what we believe is something bad, is actually not bad. The monster at the end of the level is helping us be faster, jump faster, right? And so when we get to level two, so now at level two, we are able to move faster. And so now we get to level 2 and we go through level 2. And again, we experience some resistance at the end of level 2. Now the monster at level 2 has more skills and it's gonna help us get even better. So I also see life like that. Like every single stage of our life is helping us and preparing us for the next one.
You got to get ready for the next monster that is coming at the next level every single time.
Yeah. And,
Right.
and switching the mindset of no, this is not bad. This is actually something good that is helping me get to the next level, whether it's rejection or maybe something didn't go well. What can I learn from this experience so next time I am better?
Wow, amazing. That's beautiful. Well said. Well said. Let me ask you this question regarding, because I see you now, we all see you now, people are hearing you now. Amazing story, and then also you, strong individual. Who did you have in your corner when you're going through all of this? I know I've heard you mention your wife, your
Yeah.
father. Was there other people, or were they the ones that did the most influence in your life that you think? Yeah.
Yeah, well, 100% my family, my wife, you, Jose Bonilla, John Kahn, Noé, Juan Gallegos, Jose Esparza, like you guys have helped me understand that yes, I can do it as well. Because I remember the first time I went to like a seminar and I would hear like you and the rest of our pack family share their wins. I would be like here I am. So okay, 2020, 29 transactions, and I'm feeling let's go 29 transactions. I'm on top of the world. And then I would hear somebody, I close 80, I close 100, working 4 or 5 days a week, and I will be like, what? Like how? But then also realizing that if my brothers and my sisters can do it, I can do it as well. Now, there are things I'm going to have to learn and implement, but yes, I can do it. I know we are no better than somebody else, right? But at the same time, nobody else is better than us. We all have the same opportunities. Now, where we might be different is on the commitments that we can honor, the habits that we can honor. That's when we start to, for lack of a better word, that's where we that's where we get to separate us from somebody else, right? Or based on the habits. But again, we are all unique and perfect the way we are, and if somebody else can do it, we can 100% do it, as long as we stay true to ourselves and we do it in our own unique way, because we are all unique. We all have our gift and the things that we have to learn. But bro, my biggest inspirations have been all of you guys. So thank you, brother.
Thank you for just this alone. I mean, the fact that you're describing honoring your commitments, honoring the things that you are signing up to do. I gotta tell you, man, even for me, like through this journey of the podcast and with the team, like it was a commitment that I know is gonna also challenge us, and we're gonna have the next monster coming soon, right? For us to take this to the next level. So that honoring of commitments, and like I wrote here on my notes, like honoring the things that you're gonna say no to, that's key, right? Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this question, Gustavo. The whole purpose of this podcast, when it got started, was through a community that we created called Collect the Closers. It's a community that is built to kind of do what you described earlier, where you said, I don't want to have a big team. I used to believe also I wanted a big team. Now I'm understanding the smaller is better. And now, but I still want to impact a lot of people, right? So through this open community is the way that we're doing that, right? But the one thing that we always share within our group is because it's called Collect the Closers, everyone's thinking, oh, we're going to go close thousands of sales or closing others, closing the deal, right? But it's closing ourselves. So through everything that you describe, my last question to you will be that, where did you, Gustavo, if you can think back of everything you just described right now, the whole entire journey, where do you think was the moment that you had to close yourself on believing that you could still make it through, or believing that you could keep going in everything you just described right now to us?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, a daily process for sure.
Daily.
A journey of understanding that. So right now, the sun is out, but it was cloudy before. So knowing that some days are cloudy, some days it rains, some days you have beautiful sun. Understanding that that's part of the journey. Some days I'm going to be on top of the world. Let's go. Things are flowing. Everything's good. And also on the days where maybe doubt starts to creep in, understanding that just that's part of the experience as well. I see it as the human experience, and the human emotion is all of those thoughts are going to come. So then what I rely on is on kind of like I call it the toolbox. So on my toolbox, I have music. On the toolbox, I have maybe like a movie, a book, something that will inspire me again and help me remember that yes, I can do it. Help me remember my personal power. Uh, so it's a journey of understanding that some days will be better than others, and that's okay. That's okay. But it's something that I don't think it ends. It has been a something I experience all the time. I don't. Uh, but here's the thing: it's acting despite of. Even though I can have fear, even though I can have doubt, then I can still take action. And when I feel doubt, then something that helps me is taking action. Uh, not trying to, or allowing myself the time. So say for example, sometimes I take half a day off in the middle of the week. I am not feeling it. Let me go to the gym. Let me walk. Let me go on a walk. I feel like something stuck inside. Let me go on a walk. Let me go on the sauna. Let me exercise. Let me go out in nature, and then allowing myself, but then coming back and aligning myself again with my purpose and helping. Um, Again, I think it's just part of the journey. It's kind of like, yes, I can sometimes go into those like low vibration, low levels of consciousness, like fear, doubt, shame, guilt. Uh, but then the quicker I move up again to courage, peace, and self belief, then the easier it helps me bounce back. But again, not all days are perfect. I think, and I also think that's just part of the journey. Is having grace in ourselves. Um, but because for a long time I was my biggest enemy. I was my biggest enemy, and more I am now my best friend. So like, but understanding that that's okay. That's just part of the journey, and because we are all gonna face again. Because in life and in business, the things that we experience are like a test. Okay. Oh. So you say you wanna build this. Okay, you want peace? I'm gonna send you some chaos to see if you really want peace. Oh, you want abundance? I'm gonna send you. Oh, you want to close a lot of deals? I'm gonna send you some clients that are like in the middle of the transaction. Things are gonna get like, I don't know. So, oh, you want courage? Oh, let me send you. Let me send you some things in your personal life, and it all happens so that we can reaffirm that we want. Meaning, oh, you want a great life? I'm gonna send you a test to see how you can respond to that. And that's the game. That's the game. Every single time. That's the game. So even things as, okay, we have an event in California. So right, our mind can start creating so many stories. Oh, event, flight, hotel. Oh, Gustavo, I want you to speak on stage. Oh my God. What if I say something? and I look like a fool? What if I forget what I'm going to say? Oh, right. But again, we just have to reaffirm the love that we have and the purpose for in which we are doing and everything. So it's just part of life.
So you're part of the group of the daily closers, pretty much, right? Every single day you have to close yourself.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Wow, Gustavo, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for this gift. Honestly, man, like I said it and I'll say it again, you have inspired a lot of people from a distance, and I'm really grateful to have you here now through this space, right, through this podcast, because I know somewhere deep down someone needs to hear this, and this is gonna land at the perfect time and the perfect day, and it's gonna help them just to find whatever it is that they're
Yes.
looking for right now in their
Yes.
season. So again, Gustavo, thank you very much for being here. How can they find you? Where can they connect with you? If there's any questions, if you
Yes.
want to share that, please.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think the best place, Instagram, Gustavo Rojas Oficial. That's the best
Really?
place to connect. And
Perfect.
thank
All
you, brother.
right.
Thank you. It's been an honor being here with you. And again, I honor you for having the courage to create this amazing community and to give back. To give back. So thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Really appreciate this. And that's it, guys, for the this episode of the Journey Podcast. We had Gustavo Rojas today, an amazing gift, and we'll see you all on the next one. Thank you one more time, and I hope that you find something of value in these episodes.